The leaked report surfaced on social media on Sunday and within hours went viral that U.D.P standard bearer for the Mesopotamia division was involved in a domestic dispute with his wife. On October 3rd, Shyne Barrow reportedly stomped his wife Catherine on the back, causing her to hit a wall. According to the police report, a medical legal form was issued to his wife and her injuries were classified as harm.
Yes, a report was received on Saturday night. However, it was a future reference report that required no court action. But however, the report was still entered in our system. She also was seeking some sort of relief from the family court in that regard in relation to the said incident. And she later came back yesterday and withdrew that report she had given.
In a retraction statement issued by Catherine, she claims to have exaggerated an argument due to hurt and anger. Now, there are independent actions that can be taken by the police department based on reports made, and charges could be leveled against the perpetrator. But that is not going to happen in this case, says Assistant Commissioner Joseph Maivet.
In such a case, it won't be from the onset that the person is saying that I am making this report not for the purposes of court action. Those reports that are carried forward is where the complainants would give a report and request court action and then come back and later want to withdraw those complaints.
She rescinded this report according to you and according to a statement that she has circulated.
Yes.
However, is that, obviously you don't want to victimize a victim, but is that something for which someone can be charged from Mischievous Act or something like that?
No, not at this point in time. It would not have been a mischievous act if someone gave a report which is not false. It would probably have filed under the offense of mischievous act had the report been a false report.
Gender-based violence against women affects 1 in 3 women in their lifetime. Violence can happen to every woman, no matter age, education, employment, status, or culture. Regardless of the public figure, the incident, says Executive Director of the National Women's Commission, Cynthia Williams, highlights a social issue that has been plaguing many countries, including Belize.
It doesn't really matter where it comes from or who the perpetrator is. At the end of the day, it is wrong. And we must address it from that standpoint and be able to provide the survivor with options and services and support that helps them to be able to move away from that learned helplessness to a certain extent, because a lot of times through the process, through manipulation, through coercion, survivors and victims who are still in those situations feel their help and they make those reports. They can also back and be able to at some point rationalize the abuse. You know, in some instances, they use the aspect of whether the person was too drunk, whether the person uses drugs, whether they themselves are responsible for the abuse.
On social media today, there are varying opinions being shared as a result of the incident. It is something, Cynthia Williams says, is also sometimes difficult to appreciate.
Something that is very difficult to understand for many people, for families who see loved ones who are experiencing violence in their homes and feel they are unable to really provide assistance and support. One of the things that we have to understand is that when it comes to the issue of domestic violence, it's a very complex. It is the issue that has been plaguing Belize and many other countries for many years. It stems out from socialization, our cultural norms, attitudes, and things that we believe, both men and women. And so that's one of the reasons why it's so difficult for persons to be able to address it in ways that are long-lasting, and why often, many times, victims, survivors tend to go back to the situation. We know that there are issues of physical abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and economic abuse. So those are all points and areas that people have to understand that play a role in terms of how people react in making that one report.
Duane, Moody for News 5.